I'm Max Pleasure. I'm a drag king, which means I go from this to this. Drag kings have gained a lot more visibility since my first performance in 2014, but a lot of people still don't know what drag kings are. In this video, I'm going to answer your drag king questions. Alright, let's do this. First things first, what is a drag king? Well, the most simple definition I can think of, a drag king is a performer who puts on a masculine persona. Is drag kinging a new thing? Drag kings have actually been around for a pretty long time. Back in the 1800s, male impersonators were popular variety show acts. Ella Wessner, Vesta Tilley, and Florence Hines, they were all pioneers of male impersonation. They were later followed by Hetty King and Ella Shields into the 1900s. The 20s and 30s then brought Gladys Bentley, who was an incredibly popular singer, known for her raunchy lyrics and her fabulous menswear. And then, in the 1960s, we had Stormy DeLavier, a drag king who is known today for playing a key part in the Stonewall Uprising in 1969. Fast forward a little bit to the establishment of modern drag king culture, which is credited to Diane Torr, a performance artist who had Man for a Day drag king workshops, and who also authored the book Sex, Drag, and Male Roles. More recently, there was a drag king named Dread, whose experience was immortalized in the documentary Venus Boys, which also featured comedian Murray Hill and drag king Moby Dick, who are still active today. So, long answer short, no. Drag kinging is not a new thing. Next question. What is the difference between a drag king and a drag queen? Everybody asks this question. A drag king puts on a masculine persona, while a drag queen puts on a feminine persona. But as our understanding of gender progresses, and as the drag scene changes along with it, the lines between the two get really blurry, as they should in my opinion. I personally feel like, what's the point of doing drag and playing with gender if we're just gonna play by society's binary rules anyway, you know? Next question. Do you have to be a woman to be a drag king? You definitely don't have to be a woman to be a drag king. In fact, most of the drag kings I know are trans men or non-binary, including myself. How does a drag king get into drag? Traditionally, a drag king will use makeup to paint on facial hair and paint on more masculine features. A drag king will bind his chest with duct tape or a binder, and pack his pants with like a sock or something. But I have to stress this, you don't have to do any of that. Like, none of it is mandatory. I used a packer once, it fell down my pant leg, and then I never used it again. Moving on to the next question, are there any famous drag kings? So, even though there isn't a drag king equivalent of RuPaul's Drag Race, there are drag kings who are internationally well known. Landon Cider was the first king to compete on the Boulet Brothers Dragula. He won season 3. Then there's Kay James and Vigor Mortis, who are two members of the historic Brooklyn drag collective Switch and Play. There's also Adam All, Spiky Van Dyke, Hugo Girl. There are a lot of kings who have made names for themselves. Following up on that question, what drag kings should I be following? There are a ton of amazing kings out there. Tenderoni, Androgen, Switch and Play, Damien Deluxe, Wang Newton, Magic Dyke, the Cake Boys Drag Collective, the Boys of Austin, Riley Poppy Seed, Show Pony, there's the Pretty Boy Drag Group from DC. Check out the Drag King tag on Instagram, there are drag king groups on Facebook, there's a lot. And the final question, if I want to try being a drag king, where do I start? This is a great question. I would definitely recommend checking out your city's local drag scene. Practicing your makeup is something you should definitely do in the beginning, either just like playing around or following tutorials. Start thinking about your drag persona. I have a video that lists my 3 mighty principles of creating a drag persona, which could be helpful. Some shows have open sets in which new performers can do a number and get their name out there. That's a great way to start performing. Like, the secret to starting drag is just to do it. Nobody is perfect when they first start out. It's just a matter of getting out there and doing your best. Drag is an incredible art form, and drag kings have always been an important part of that. If you have any questions that I didn't answer, please ask in the comments. I'll get back to you there. And thank you for watching this video. Feel free to share, give me a thumbs up if you liked it, check out my channel if you want to learn more about drag kings, and subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you.